What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today a little bit later than normal, for some reasons that some of you that watched the stream last night might understand. But I want to talk about these incoming banners and kind of what's going on here, because this is a really interesting prospect. Now, we will be streaming this when it goes live here in just about an hour, give or take, but I want to talk about this beforehand so that we can get a little idea of what we want to do with this event. Now, obviously, a lot of us spent a ton of Iris, basically on the collab, and those collab units were phenomenal. Let's not, like we predicted. I know initially when we looked at it, we're like, are they really any good? But, the numbers weren't quite there, but then in practice, I think they were a little bit better than we expected. So, we know we have the anniversary coming out. The anniversary is right around the corner. We have about, I believe, six, maybe 7 weeks to the anniversary. So, we need to consider saving some Iris before then, but we do know we're going to get a ton of Iris during the anniversary. If the anniversary is anything like last year, which I do expect, I would imagine the banners are going to be around for quite a bit of time, usually probably about a month, give or take, because they'll probably do another 3-month session, and then, after that, you're not going to have another chance, but during that period, they're going to just throw Iris at us. So, we do want to consider that as an option here, but I think these units look really good, and they'd be really cool to collect. Though the number one thing you want to pay attention to, not time limited. These units are not time limited. So you will have opportunities to acquire them after the fact, and they will be rerun at some point. So if you miss them now, sure, you're going to miss them for some early, some of the events that are going to run currently. But understand, they're dragon killers, and they're earth and dark type. Now, dark type hasn't gotten a lot of love lately. I think we can all agree that dark needs a buff, big time. I kind of feel like during the anniversary we might get some dark. I don't know, but obviously nobody knows. But this is the first love that dark has gotten in a long time. But earth, on the other hand, is actually pretty stacked. I don't recollect how many dragon killers on earth though, so that might be a consideration. But let's first talk about these units, okay? So, HP 3675, that's actually not great, but it's respectable for a magic type, about what we expect. Magic attack is 2002, that's really, really, really good, and the one thing you want to consider here, this is our first Hestia that is an adventurer. Now, I don't think these are going to be new CP. The only one that might be new CP is Belle, but I don't think these are going to be new CP. If they are new CP, then for me, it's 100% go. But if they're not new CP, which I don't think they will be, maybe collect 1 or 2 and wait for the next thing. That might be the answer here. But let's see what she does. Okay? Skill 1, Earth attack damage and SA gauge gain 100% for 4 turns. It's actually really good. And add 3 additional actions, foe singular, low Earth magic attack. So, Earth attack damage 100% is phenomenal. That is only for herself, though. But do remember, after her Hermes SA, she doesn't need another SA. She's now at 100% all stats. So, to me, that's going to be phenomenal. The only downside is when we get down to her special, but hear me out. Before we get there, Skill 2 is a foe singular, fast mid-earth magic attack, and magic resist down 35%, self-magic plus 50%. So, that's great, but I'm going to be honest here. In most situations, you are going to want... Well, all right, let me address the big elephant in the room, and that is... the next Record Buster is going to be Finn, and Finn is going to give her 150%, or 120 or 150, I think 150%. Gives her a big magic buff, because he gives everybody a magic buff, but then he takes it away. This is a Record Buster unit, and I think she's going to be stellar in this upcoming Record Buster. Though, Skill 3, slow high earth magic attack plus 85% skill damage per magic resistance debuff on the enemy. So she needs a magic debuff. She has a magic debuff with her skill too, but she needs a magic debuff on her assist side, somewhere on the assist range. But it's going to be easy enough to pull off, especially considering she's magic. So, yeah, I think she's going to be really awesome on that. The downside is shorten magic resistance debuff on enemy by 2 turns. So to really be effective, you're going to need somebody else on the team along with Haruhime, that buffs those magic debuffs. So you have to be really cautious about that. You're not going to be able to use it all the time. You're not going to be able to spam skill 3. There actually is a way you could do that. We would need, like, obviously a decent amount of MP restoration on her and all that stuff. But, you know, that's going to be a hard thing to pull off, though. If you do, she's going to be absolutely stellar. But I want to also specify Wrecker Buster unit. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get like a Familia event, Royale Rush, whatever. And it is, the last unit is probably going to be a dragon, and it probably will be Earth Resistance. So I think if you get this unit, you're going to be really, really well to go in the next Wrecker Buster and in whatever that Familia event is. And I think she's going to hit really, really hard. Though her SA does leave a little bit to be desired. Alter Earth magic attack with temporary great magic boost, removes strength and magic buffs. So basically, they're kind of setting this up to be a Wrecker Buster unit for Finn, and that basically she's going to do an SA like on turn 4, 8, and 12 to get 4, 8, and 12 to get rid of those magic buffs. So yeah, you do want to consider that. 35% thunder resistance and counters and regular attacks are Earth magic attack. Pardon me for a moment. It is allergy season after all. 20% damage on critical, 40% damage dex, or 40% up dex, not damage on dex. There's no such thing as that. 35% magic and endurance, and dragon killer. So I absolutely adore this unit. I will probably be going pretty hard for this unit, but let's look at the rest of the banner. Belle, the new Belle. This is the Belle I thought might be new CP, but I don't know. I believe this is actually the one that is based on the drama CD. So this will be really, really, really fun. But I don't, for that particular reason, think, because it's more of like a side story type of thing. And I don't think we're going to get fresh CP for Belle. I don't believe we will. Though I could be wrong. And if Belle gets fresh CP, then this is a must. But HP is 3659, which is really on the like low end for me on a magic unit. Physical unit. It's a physical unit. That's like nothing for a physical unit. That is super, super, super squishy. Strength is 2042, though. That is really good. And defense is pretty respectable at 648. So, dex is truly evil, and agility is really, really, really high. So what you've got is a really fast, but ultimately fairly squishy strength unit. I'm not completely sold on this unit, but let's see what the stats are. Okay. Skill 1, mid-earth physical attack with Ultra and counter rate, magic resistance, physical resistance, and endurance down 30%. That's really, really, really good. But it kind of overlaps the Hestia skill. Though to be fair, you probably aren't going to run them together terribly often because this is an AoE and she's a single target. Skill 2, fast, high earth physical attack plus 25% skill damage per magic resistance and endurance debuff on the enemy. So if you've got a really good, like an endurance debuff on the assist side is not terribly common, but magic resistance is. So you're really looking at about an honest 75% buff there on most situations. And allies get 75% to nullify one magic attack. Now this is the thing I was talking about in War Game that's going to be killer. Like, this will nullify more or less. If you can find a way to get skill 1 off, because it is a fast attack, and it is super, like, the agility is going to be off the charts. So, if you're able to get this skill off first and beat the opponent out there, this could actually nullify those magic rush teams. This is a super awesome unit for that particular purpose. But I'm going to be real with you. I don't know. You will want to so the kind of downside is this: if you want to use this for that purpose, you're going to have to maximum break this unit. And basically what you're doing is you're maximum breaking a sack unit, because this unit will be gone first turn. It's going to be very super squishy. But the that resistance piece right there, the 75% null 1 magic attack, if you can get that off turn 1, great. But just understand you are maximum breaking a sack unit. If you can afford to do that, great. That's a decision you're going to have to make on your own. Skill 3 leaves me very bewildered, honestly. Super physical attack with ultra critical rate and temporary great strength boost. And then SA is actually really awesome. alter Earth physical attack with temporary great strength boost and Earth resistance down 100%. That is an awesome skill. So notice right out of the gate, this unit does not have any real Earth buff, any real physical buff, none of that. So in order to do real damage with Belle, you're going to have somebody on the team that buffs him. That said, that SA is going to be killer in some events. So we're probably going to wind up using this Belle a lot like we use the 4-star Cloak Winnie, where basically we bring her out, let her do her SA and croak. That's kind of what this Belle's going to do. But being max limit broken is going to make that really interesting. I don't know, guys. I'm not fully, like, I love skill 2, but that's really, and I like the SA, but I'm not in love with this unit. I don't know. Let me know if you think I'm sleeping on this unit. I just feel if you're going to get this unit, you're going to want to max limit break him for the only things that technically it's Belle, but it's she. You're going to want to max limit break Belle for all the things she does, but I really don't know. Now, here's the other, like, I guess key to this is there is about, I'd say, a 50% chance this unit has new CP. And if that is actually the case, then it would be worthwhile to at least get one. But I don't know. I've really got to ponder this. This is a support unit that doesn't really support herself. I keep saying him, but herself very well. I don't know. It's called Girly Boy Belle, but I don't know. It's like, look, straight up damsel in distress. And I don't know. Does Belle have a rack? I can't really tell. I don't know. I can't tell if this is what the situation is here, but nonetheless, fast growth. So we kind of expect that out of Belle, and nullify charm. Charm is a rare skill anyway. 35% thunder resistance encounters and regular attacks or earth attack damage. 20% damage on critical and penetration. 25% all status, and dragon killer. So I really don't know. I could go on for hours about this unit. I'm really on the fence about it, to be honest with you. Lily, on the other hand, is actually going to be almost necessary, especially if you look at what she does for that Hestia unit. So if you maximum break Hestia, you got to maximum break Lily, and I really feel like Belle's going to come along the way. HP is 852. That's pretty good. Physical attack, not that great. Magic attack is 635. That's huge. She's going to be the assist that you're going to basically use on Hestia, unless you've got someone like Colonel Demeter or someone else that does like slightly better magic attack. But I mean, she's going to be a really, really good unit for a magic, basically any magic team that Hestia is on. Because remember, Hestia needs some MP. So if you look here, 25% guard rate, single target damage plus 20%, and allies 25 MP regen per turn. So that, I believe it's 75 MP cost, really comes back to like a 50 MP cost, and that's very sustainable for the long run. So if you max limit break Hestia, you gotta max limit break Lily. It's that easy. Now, the villain's banner, and I'm going to come right out of the gate and say I will be getting at least one of Demon King Eyes. I don't care. I love the card art. That just looks fun. It really harkens to me back to the Data Live collab with that really awesome outfit she had there. Like, I know that unit's really old, antiquated, and ain't that great, but I really want to use them on a team. Like, I really want to use them on a team. I don't know why, but I really do. HP is 3821, which is phenomenal for a magic unit. Magic attack is 2000 on the money, which is really good for a magic unit. MP not so great, and defense is, per usual for a magic unit, kind of questionable, but dex is really good. Agility's okay, not great, but let's look at her stats, okay? Skill 1, mid-dark magic attack with high penetration rate, temporary magic boost, removes all agility buffs, and adds 2 actions, foes, low dark magic attack. If you're looking at that removes agility buffs, that's going to be awesome in Wargame. But we do have other units that do that, to be honest. I'm going to be real, we do have other units that do that. Skill 2 is a foes, plural once again, fast, high dark magic attack, and removes all magic resistance buffs and AoE damage debuffs. Self magic 85% for 2 turns. So notice she doesn't give herself dark damage, but we'll cover that here in a moment. Skill 3 is kind of a throwaway super dark magic attack with high penetration rate and temporary magic boost. You're never, ever, ever going to use that. SA is a foe's plural ultra dark magic attack with temporary great magic boost and shorten status buffs by 3 turns. Really like this unit, but the dark team doesn't get a lot of love, so I don't know really where to put her on my spectrum. I feel like really if you're going to go into the villains banner, you're going to have to max limit break everybody. Now, I don't know about you guys. I came out of Record Buster with maybe just a little over 4,200. No, maybe a little more than that because I did get top 15 in Record Buster. But I don't know. I'm going to get one of her, if nothing else. But here's the thing. All right, so let's go over here and talk about Ozvi. Ozvi's got great HP again. She's going to be awesome. Magic attack is a little on the questionable side, but defense is about on par with a magic unit. That said, let's talk about her skills, okay? Skill 1, fast, low dark magic attack with agility, dex, down 30%. So, Ice takes away the buffs. Ozvi then debuffs, and that's going to be critical for a team. Counter rate and dark attack damage plus 50% for all allies. So remember I said that there's no dark buff on... there's only the magic buff. She doesn't get a dark buff. Ozvi takes care of the dark buff with skill 1. So basically, you can have... set these to balance, and Ozvi will buff Eyes, and then they'll both debuff the opponent team, and then turn 2, they'll come in for the kill. Skill 2, mid-dark magic attack with temporary magic boost, magic resist, and endurance down 35% for 3 turns. Allies extend buff by 2 turns. So, I mean, really interesting units here. You gotta have both together, though. You cannot run a team one without the other, unfortunately. You really, really, really need them together. But they're going to be awesome. Awesome in a war game, I feel. Skill 3 is a high dark magic attack with a critical rate and temporary magic boost. It's once again a throwaway skill. The reason I say it's a throwaway skill, there's no percentage buffs on that skill, and that's kind of why some of those older units have fallen off the map, because they don't have percentage buffs. So I really feel like skill 3s on these 2 units are throwaways. SA, ultra dark magic attack with temporary magic boost, allies guard rate and counter rate plus 100%. I do like that, but I don't see you using that very often. We already get counters like crazy, so I don't know that that's really necessary, if I'm honest. I can see some uses for it, but I'm not completely sold on it, to be honest with you. 35% light resistance, regular attacks and counters are dark magic attacks, 60% counter damage, ultra critical rate on counters, 30% magic and agility, and Dragon Killer. So let's finally talk about Hermes, because if you get them, you gotta have Hermes. So really, both these banners, if you're going into them, they're all or nothing. Like, legitimately. You're either gonna max all these units, or you're gonna do nothing at all. And I really feel like if there's one unit on these teams that's mandatory, it kind of is that Hestia unit. Like, I really feel like, for me, she's my number 1. Now, like I said, I do want one of the Eyes. I want to buff my dark team, but I'm going to be honest, I think I can wait on these units for the most part. Though that said, I really want to max Hermes just because I really want to use my dark teams again. But if I'm honest, I don't think it's worthwhile. The dark team doesn't get a lot of love anymore, which is truly unfortunate. But I don't know. If they do a big dark buff during the anniversary, I might eat those words. But let's see. HP is 940. That's really phenomenal. Magic attack is 642. That's extremely high. Foes, down 20% dark resist and down 10% agility. They're all about the agility debuffs on this team. They really are about taking away your agility. So I really feel like everything they're setting up here between Belle and these 3 units is really designed to nullify that magic light rush. So if you really, really, really are like a war game main and you're worried about taking on that magic light rush team, max them and break these units and max them and break that Belle, and you will love life when you come in contact with that team. Though to be fair, if I really kind of think about this, it also kind of takes care of lead a little bit too, because his big thing is like that big buff in the turn 2 hit. They take away his agility buff. They're not going to debuff his damage as much, but what they're going to do is they're going to make his attack much, much, much slower. So turn 2, you're going to hit ahead of him. So honestly, the more I really think about this, I think this team's going to be really good. But you'd honestly need all 3 of these units, and you would need Belle. So, can you afford that with the amount of Irish you've got? I can't. I'll be getting a few of these units. I'll definitely be maxing Hestia for Record Buster, because once again, I do want to do well in the next Record Buster. But, I don't know. I don't find myself a Wargame main anymore. Though, with Familia Wargaming coming tomorrow, that's a call you've got to make. I don't have enough Irish to make it worthwhile. So, I think I'm just going to have to deal with it as I deal with it. But we'll see how good tomorrow goes. Let's talk about the special gotchas. Now, I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on these units because we kind of know how these units work. But first up is Winnie. And the main thing you need to know about Winnie here is her SA. Ultra Earth physical attack with temporary great strength boost, Ultra and guard rate, and here's the best part. Damage received all in single targets. So if you've seen us use her in the past, basically what we do is we come out of the gate with skill 2, then do skill 3, and then do her SA, and then let her kind of die. I hate to say that. It's true. I have her +2, and I would not put her any higher than that because it would be very, 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 very hard to kill her off above that. So if you've got Winnie that's like level 60, I don't think she's worth on this banner. Okay? Raul. I do like Raul a lot, and he does well on the win team. He's got great HP, great strength, and skill 1 is a super win physical attack with temporary great strength boost. I'm sorry, temporary strength boost, not great strength boost, just regular temporary strength boost. Ultra and counter rate, self +3 actions, low win physical attack. Skill 2 is a fast high win physical attack with temporary strength boost. Ultra and counter rate, removes damage reduction, attack all targets. And guard rate buffs. Here's the thing. That's a good wargame skill. But I kind of feel like he falls off the map a little bit now with the new units, to be honest with you. Though the one thing you do want to know about these banners, these special gotcha banners are not for people that are like trying to find a new unit. These are for people that like have 1 or 2 of these units. Case in point for me, it's that Winter Haruhime that I'd love to max limit break. I've got like her +1 and I've had her +1 forever, and I've never maxed her out. So if you've got him and you want to max him for a wargame, great. But I'm kind of feeling the dark units more, if I'm honest. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm feeling the dark units a little bit more. Winter Haruhime, an old unit, but a good unit. She is squishy. She does have very low health. She needs a big health buff, if I'm honest. She's not what she once was. But, that said, okay, the main reason she's here, skill 1 is an ally's physical and magic resistance buff. Skill 2 is an all allies MP heal. Okay? Strength of magic and water attack damage +20%, but that's not really, in this stage of the game, that's nothing. Skill 1 and Skill 3 are the big ones. Skill 3, and Skill 2 is really there for the MP heal. That's the only reason you use Skill 3. Or Skill 2. Skill 3, on the other hand, 30% HP heal, so just like the other Haruhime, she does a heal, and ally status debuffs and foe status buffs down 2 turns. She's literally the antithesis of Haruhime, but in a great way. The OG Haruhime, I should say. This unit basically takes the opponent apart at the seams and buffs your allies. But if I'm fair, I have not used her in a very long time. She's a bit squishy too. So I don't know. I'm not completely sold on her either anymore. Chloe, on the other hand, Chloe nullifies 2 physical attacks. Chloe is awesome. Her HP is phenomenal. Her physical attack is phenomenal. Definitely worth hitting the banner for, but 1 out of 5, I don't know. Let's check out Uranos. Now, Uranos. Right out of the gate, good HP. Physical and magic, not so great. Allies, fire, water, and earth, and light resist plus 20%. And heal and guard rate plus 15%. I've never used this dude. Not once. It's very rare that I think you're going to find time to put on a team resistance like this. Maybe in like, you know, like the EX missions and things like that are super hard, Grand Day events and stuff like that. But I really don't. You know, I'm going to be honest, the only one on this team that I'm actually really, really, really in love with is Chloe. And you can get her other ways. I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling this banner. I'm not feeling this banner at all. Here we go. Special Gotcha Side A. This is actually going to be Side A. The other one's Side B, technically. Mary Maiden Filvis. She's a more recent unit, though her HP does leave a bit to be desired. At 3593, it is not anywhere near the 4K mark where I love units to be, and our new units are much higher. That said, her magic attack is good. She is a plant killer. And she is time limited. So that is one thing to consider. Oh, the Drunk Filvis. Yes. So I remember this unit now. This unit is really, really, really good in Wargame. She literally is a magic version of Lee, the lizard man. She's a magic version of him, but if I'm entirely honest, you come up against that dark team we just talked about, she's going to get taken out. Though I don't know how often you're going to come up against that. It might happen. I don't know, guys. I like her. She hits really hard. Literally what she does is turn 1, she buffs. Turn 2, she hits like a truck. An absolute truck. She's a tiny bit slower than Lead, being that her first skill is not a fast skill. But I don't know. If you like the Lizard Man and you want a magic version of him, go for her. But I really feel like if you come up against that dark team that just dropped in the game, you're gonna be you're not gonna have a lot of fun. Glacier Blade Wealth. I don't remember this Wealth. I remember him being really good though. Let's take a look here. Because I don't think I've ever used him, but I don't think I maxed him. Fast physical attack, magic resist, magic and water damage plus 50% for 4 turns, plus 3 actions, low water magic attack. That's actually really good. So he does physical resist, magic, and water attack damage all up. So he tanks like crazy. Fast, mid-water magic attack with temporary magic boost, allies physical resist, and magic resist, fire, water, thunder, earth, wind, light, dark, resist, debuff, down 3 turns. Basically, that's kind of made for very specific situations. I don't know, honestly. I think that's the skill 2 is the main reason I've never used him. Though skill 3 is a foe's plural attack again, he has no single target attack, high water magic attack, damage plus 30% per each self water attack damage buff. So remember, that's going to be like 60%. That's going to be pretty good there. That is going to hit really hard. Skill 2 kind of feels like a throwaway to me, honestly. SA, Ultra Water with temporary great magic boost and high penetration rate, allies strength, magic, physical resist, and magic resist plus 50%. So basically he gives skill 1, not to himself, but to everybody else. Is he time limited? He is not time limited. I don't know about this. He's good. He's good. Maybe skill 2 in Wargame? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about him. I'm not married to this unit at all. I kind of feel like a lot of these units are much older. Now, Ghost Fells is a unit that I've been after for a long time. Did not drop for me on the original banner. Did not drop for me on the rerun banner. HP is good. Magic is phenomenal. So Ghost Fells would be really good with the new... Pay close attention to this. Ghost Fells would be really good with the new team. Because remember, I said if you want to run that team in Wargame, you need Ozvi, you need Eyes, you need Hermes, and you need the new Belle. Magic plus 20% with Dark and Earth attack damage plus 15%. If you're going after the new teams, you probably should chase this one too. Though this unit is time limited, you could use Star Bonds. I would advise honestly against that because we do have the anniversary coming up and you will want those Star Bonds for the anniversary. I don't know, guys. I feel like it's very conditional. If you want Fells, great. Go after this banner. The next unit up is one that I use a lot. That is Seer. Seer has awesome HP. Her other stats aren't so great, but increases SA gauge charge gain by 100% to whatever unit she's tied to as an assist. I use this unit all of the time. All of the time. Basically, if you want a good, like, recommendation for this particular situation, grab Seer, and when you sack out whoever you use for, like Finn, I usually use Finn for the 33% SA gauge charge on the assist side, and then I tie him to Line for the 33%. If you do that thing, and then you sack that unit out in turn 1, then turn 3, whoever comes in to replace your double sack, that unit tie Seer to, you will get SAs all over the place. Not always great tactic for most events, but if you want to like strike hard, strike high in 7th zone all the time, it's a great tactic. Though not always the best, it is great. I'm not going to promise you're going to make the top 10 there, but because usually there's other ways to do it. But I do find it's a very fun tactic. Not, like I said, not always the best, but I do it fairly often enough that it's worked out for me. I love that unit. All right. Last unit on here is Ina. Minstrel Elf Ina. Main thing you want to know, her HP is good, her magic attack is phenomenal, and she nullifies 2 magic attacks. So just like the Chloe that I said I loved before, I love this Ina, and I use her a lot. A lot. So if you want my honest opinion, I really think side A is way better by a phenomenal margin than side B. I'm not completely married to the idea of Welf on this banner, but between Filvis and this for Fells for the new banners that just dropped, and these two, I think this is a great banner. But once again, remember, the anniversary is going to be dropping mid-June, where I believe it's 7 weeks away. So yeah, and this is not for finding new units. This is probably, honestly, for you to, just, like, kind of buff teams that you just need, like, maybe a bond or 2 of each one. So, I don't know, plan accordingly. But if you are going after the new teams, definitely kind of chase Fells. If you don't have Fells, it would be worthwhile. That said, you're not going to let max limit break anybody on this banner. Because remember, there's 5 units on this banner. So it's my opinion, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments section. Like, comment, and share. I'll be back with you with the live stream here really soon.